15,000 years ago, somewhere in Europe, a person did something that should have gotten them killed. They looked at a wolf, one of the most efficient killing machines to ever walk the planet, and instead of running, instead of grabbing a spear, they did something else. They held out their hand. That one moment changed the world more than agriculture, more than the wheel, more than almost anything else our species has ever done. And it started with garbage. Before we get into how this happened, we need to talk about what wolves actually are, because modern people have a weirdly romanticized idea of them. Wolves are not misunderstood dogs. They are pack hunters that can take down animals 10 times their size, run at 35 miles per hour, and smell you from nearly 2 miles away. They are not looking for a cuddle. They are looking for dinner, and for most of human history, we were on the menu. So the fact that we went from terrifying predator that kills us to please sleep in my bed and I will buy you a birthday cake shaped like a steak is genuinely one of the strangest things our species has ever pulled off. Here is what scientists think actually happened. It started with garbage. Early humans were messy. They left food scraps, bones, carcass remains around the edges of their camps, and wolves, being smart, noticed this. The bolder ones started creeping closer to human settlements to eat the leftovers, not because they liked us, but because we were basically running a free buffet and nobody was checking IDs. Now, most wolves that got too close got killed. That is what you do when a wolf walks into your camp. You do not pet it, you do not name it, you throw something sharp at it. But some of them, the ones that were a little less aggressive, a little less twitchy, a little more comfortable around people, those ones got tolerated, maybe even fed deliberately. Those ones survived and had puppies, and their puppies were also pretty chill around humans. For over hundreds of generations, you end up with an animal that is genetically predisposed to hang around people. Nobody planned this. Nobody sat down and said, right, I am going to domesticate the apex predator. That seems like a reasonable Tuesday. It just happened, slowly, one slightly less terrifying wolf at a time. And here is where it gets weird. As these proto-dogs got tamer, they also started looking different. Floppy ears, spotted coats, curly tails, smaller teeth, rounder faces. Nobody bred them for any of that. It came for free. It turns out the genes that control fear and aggression are linked to the genes that control physical development. So when you select for calm, you accidentally also select for cute. Evolution just threw in the puppy eyes at no extra charge, which, in hindsight, was extremely calculated of evolution. A scientist named Dmitry Belyayev proved this in 1959. He ran an experiment in Siberia where he bred foxes, not for looks, not for size, just for one thing. It was how comfortable they were around humans. He selected only the tamest ones to reproduce each generation. That is it. That was the whole experiment. Within 10 generations, the foxes had floppy ears and wagged their tails. Within 20, they were running up to humans and licking their faces. He had accidentally made a dog out of a fox without anyone asking for that to happen. The foxes did not get a vote. They just woke up one day with floppy ears and an overwhelming desire to please. So that is the mechanism. Tolerate the tame ones, repeat for a few thousand years,